In order to continue my series on tropical leaves that can be used to make plant dye, I'm now focusing on castor leaves that come from the castor plant. These plants grow wild where I live here in Hawaii. My first encounter with castor was when I was a child, and my grandmother would give me and my cousins castor oil to drink as a way to cleanse our bodies. I have many memories of receiving this oil to drink when I visited my grandparents' home at different times throughout my childhood. Fast forward to living in Hawaii now, and I'm experimenting with using the leaves to make natural plant dye. So let's take a look. Castor beans are considered to be highly toxic, so that's something to keep in mind if you're handling this plant, especially if you're around children or pets. Just be aware of the potential problems that could arise if the seeds are ingested. When I first saw the color that the leaves produced, it didn't really strike me as anything different from the color I've gotten by boiling other leaves before. But as you'll see pretty soon, it really intensified during the solo dyeing process. I want to point out here that the color did not adhere to the fabric right away. You can see I'm dipping it in and taking it out, and it's still pretty much the same white or off-white color. It took about a day to notice a significant change, and then this part was after 3 days, and you can see how intense it got. The color did not rinse out of this fabric. It stayed in pretty well despite rinsing and washing. So it leads me to believe that the castor bean plant is high in tannins. I didn't use a mordant on that piece of fabric. This seems to be taking the color up pretty quickly, which is interesting because the first time that I made this dye, it seems like it took a few days for it to color the fabric. So this batch is working much better. What I meant to say right there was it's working faster, not necessarily better, but it's absorbing the color faster than the other piece. I don't have a suitable top for this jar. I don't know what happened to it. So I'm gonna put this one on top, but you see this rust in here. This can definitely have an effect on the color if it somehow gets into the jar. But I'll just use it to put on top, and I don't think that it'll any of this rust will get in there. So um, let's experiment.
It's good for you.
I decided to give this piece 1 or 2 more days just to see if the color would intensify. As you see here, the leaves of the castor bean plant make really nice yellow dye. So I would say it's certainly a viable tropical leaf that could be used in this capacity to make natural plant dyes from. As mentioned before, just be aware of the level of toxicity of this plant and always handle with care. Just ensure that the seeds aren't being ingested by anyone, and just always being cautious anytime you're foraging for plants in general. I think that's important. The color here is similar to what is achieved when turmeric is used to make plant dye. And as you may know, turmeric is a fugitive dye, it does not last. And this seems to have a lot more staying power. So if you have access to castor leaves, it's something to consider if you want to make natural plant dye and achieve this color. I hope this information was helpful. Thanks for watching.